debut album from a lady that we spoke about on the first podcast of this year, because she was number 2 in the BBC's kind of ones to watch for this year. And we both said at the time that we were both surprised by her voice, and that we would be looking forward to her debut release. So, what did you think?
I thought this was a beautiful record.
I agree. It's a lovely record.
It was so nice. The focus being on me beforehand, I actually did listen to this on more than 2 occasions, and it was such a lovely record just to put on and listen to. And I'm not saying put on in the background and listen to, because we've thrown that criticism at albums before, but no,
to actually sit back
and it takes you off to a place which is a very sunny, warm and cosy place. Her vocals, and I think I said this when we reviewed the EP earlier this year, are very ethereal at times. Yeah, and very comforting. And some of the use of sounds, the use of orchestra, the use of the sort of brass instruments in there as well, nods to the 60s.
Yes, true. I think we mentioned before, particularly on things like "Is There Anybody Out There" and stuff like that, when you've got the kind of almost Beach Boys-esque kind of harmony vocals.
Are very, very, very good. "Sing to the Moon," it was just such a beautiful track.
Well, it's one of those ones. There's a couple like that on the album that are very much builders. That's one of the things I like about, as you're saying, the instrumentation. It's quite amazing how on quite a few of the tracks they kind of start with just kind of very minimal sound of maybe just her voice, and then gradually you get kind of maybe the bass coming in and the drums coming in, and the song slowly kind of, it's almost like someone's painting the song. Yeah,
that's it. That's absolutely it. And on some of the livelier numbers as well, there's sort of a bit of an acid jazz thing thrown in there as well, just for good measure, just to keep the beat going.
Oh, stuff like That's Alright.
Yeah,
that's
all right. Brilliant foot tapper.
As is Green Garden, which I can't stop kind of humming. Practically, I was walking around the house the other day going, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh. It sounds better on the album.
That's right, kids. Father, again, a really beautiful song. I can't use any other word to describe this other than beautiful. It was just such a pleasure to listen to this album. And I'm trying to contrast it to sort of contemporaries who, so if you've not heard this lady, who you might compare it to.
Well, you can.
I'm really struggling.
I think you have to go back. I think a few people when we were looking at her at the start of the year made comparisons to Nina Simone, and I think that's probably as good a comparison as you're going to get, because she has got that kind of warmth and depth to her voice that is particularly shown off on some of the kind of simple piano-based songs like Father, Father, and Diamonds at the end of the album as well, which really bring out. I mean, the album is, it's about her voice. Everything else is almost kind of secondary to that. But thankfully, there's good quality songs on here to back it up. So it's not just a good voice and you're thinking, well, shame no one wrote a decent track.
No, the songwriting and the instrumentation is superb. One final thought from me, in terms of a contemporary sound, not quite contemporary nowadays, but 07. You remember them?
I do remember 07.
So there was a whole chill out phase at the start of the century, There's an element of that in here too.
Yeah, I can see that. I'll tell you what I thought, and I only thought this lunchtime when I was listening to this album again, but I got to the end, I kind of thought I could also see her doing a Bond.
Yes! No, I had the same thought yesterday. Yeah, I can see if the next Bond film doesn't go to Emily Sandé, because it probably will, because everything does. Yes, absolutely. There, in some of the livelier numbers, there is an element of the Bassy in there.
Yeah,
and I think there's a Bond theme in this girl. If someone can craft it, it would be a beautiful Bond theme as well.
I mean, she's got a song called Diamonds, for God's sake.
Yeah, quite.
Halfway there already.